We're counting down the final days of October as LMU teams jostle for position in the South Atlantic Conference race. Big week of news coming up. Big week of news to tell you about here tonight as the Railsplitter Athletics Report comes to you on the final Thursday before the Halloween holiday comes up, if you will. Lady Railsplitter and Railsplitter cross-country teams last Saturday running in the South Atlantic Conference Championships over in Greenville, Tennessee. We'll tell you all about that tonight. For the Lincoln Memorial University men's and women's soccer teams, well, they're going to be traveling down to South Carolina this week, down to Newberry, to play their final regular season matches of the year. For the Railsplitters, well, they're looking for one of the top 4 spots in the league standings going into the conference tournament, which starts on Tuesday. For the Lady Railsplitters, they're looking to hopefully secure the 5 seed, and that would be a pretty good position for them going into the tournament. And then, of course, for the volleyball team, still some matches to be played, and we'll tell you all about that tonight right here on the Railsplitter Athletics Report. Stay with us.
Sigmund Communications is your local radio and television stations bringing your local information, local news, and the best music from yesterday and today. Sigmund Communications was established in 1987 on the campus of Lincoln Memorial University. Since then, we have been involved in community events and other projects. Sigmund Communications is not only your local radio and television stations, but we are a learning facility aimed at educating students in the field of broadcast communications. Sigmund Communications, not just the great building with satellites that sits on the hill.
We're now MediaStream, bringing home to you more and more improvements. As your hometown team, we're dedicated to bringing our friends and neighbors more service upgrades than ever before. Always available 24/7 customer service and technical support. 30-day money-back guarantee on services. Improved bundles that will save you money. Get ready to do more of the things you love with the people you love and with savings you'll love. Call 1-800-392-2662 for details. MediaStream, bringing it home to you.
Bringing it home to you.
Since 1973, DeRoyal has been a leader and an innovator in manufacturing products for the healthcare industry. DeRoyal supplies more than 20,000 products and product lines such as acute care, orthopedics, wound care, and trauma. DeRoyal is proud to be the largest supplier of orthopedic soft goods to clinics and hospitals in the nation. Since its start in Tazewell, Tennessee, DeRoyal has grown to open factories in over 29 locations worldwide and employs over 2,000 people. DeRoyal, a name you can trust and an employer you can count on.
Looking for efficient, compassionate, and comprehensive health care for you and your family? Visit the University Medical Clinic. All providers are faculty members of LMU's DeBus College of Osteopathic Medicine and are board certified in their specialty. Multiple specialties available including family medicine, internal medicine, OBGYN, and osteopathic manipulative medicine, with locations in Harrogate and New Tazewell and most insurance plans accepted. The University Medical Clinic is here to serve you. Call 423-869-7193 for an appointment. University Medical Clinic.
Welcome back to the show. We got a lot to tell you about tonight, so do stay with us throughout the show. Josh Schertz will be our guest later of the men's basketball team here at Lincoln Memorial. On Friday evening, the Lincoln Memorial University volleyball team played host to Anderson University and captured their 8th South Atlantic Conference win of the year when they defeated the Trojans in straight sets 3-0 to improve to 8-2 in league play and 16-8 overall. LMU senior middle hitter Blair Fowler had a stellar night, leading the Lady Railsplitters with 18 kills and a .680 hitting percentage, while defensively turning in 10 digs and 2 block assists. The victory was LMU's second of the season over the Trojans, and after the match, we talked with Fowler about the win.
Game, I know when we played them at their house, I think they beat us or something. The next game, we turned it up and just played on fire, and that's really what our mentality was tonight. Like, no team is going to give us anything, and if we want to remain a good team and to have good standings at the end of the year, we have to come out and earn everything, and that's really been our motto for this year.
Afternoon, the Lady Railsplitters again played host to a South Carolina League opponent when the Wolves of Newberry came to Harrogate. The last time LMU and Newberry squared off, the Lady Railsplitters emerged a 3-0 victor over the Wolves of Newberry. And that was at Newberry College. In Saturday's match, the LMU women picked up right where they left off on Friday evening by taking the opening set 25-19. The opening set was where the momentum came to an end, however, as Newberry came all the way back to run the table with 25-23, 27-25, and 25-22 wins over LMU to hand the Lady Railsplitters their first home loss of the season and drop their season record to 16-9 overall and 8-3 in South Atlantic Conference play. After the match, head coach Jenny Michael expressed her disappointment.
Control let us down, and give Newberry credit. They did a really nice job of serving us tough and aggressively, and they came after us, and we just didn't take the challenge. I mean, you can get lucky every once in a while with being able to battle back and get some momentum, but if that's the way that you're going to live every set, then you're not going to live very long.
Tuesday evening, the Lady Railsplitters traveled over to Greenville, Tennessee to take on the Pioneers of Tusculum College in their final regular season meeting. The last time the two teams met in Harrogate, LMU came away with an impressive 3-1 win over Tusculum. Tuesday's meeting, however, had a different end result as the Pioneers handed the Lady Railsplitters back-to-back conference losses for the first time this season with a 3-1 win, taking set 1 25-21, losing set 2 17-25, and winning sets 3 and 4 25-21 and 25-17. The Lady Railsplitters are now 16-10 overall and 8-4 in South Atlantic Conference play, and will be idle until their October 30th home match with South Atlantic Conference opponent Mars Hill College at 7 p.m. And turning to cross country on Saturday morning, the Lincoln Memorial University men's and women's cross country teams ventured over to Greenville, Tennessee for the 2012 South Atlantic Conference Championships. This year's event marked the first time the SAC Championships had been held in Greenville since Lincoln Memorial University had become a member of the league more than 5 years ago. In the women's 5K event, LMU finished 5th as a team and was paced by senior Amber Storp, who crossed the tape in 20:32.5 to finish 9th place. For her efforts, Storp was named All-South Atlantic Conference second team. Lady Railsplitters Tia Belter and Sofia Lopez-Miamendi placed 18th and 19th respectively with times of 20:54.2 and 20:54.8. Aura Penalosa turned in a 26th place finish in 21:34.6, while Sarah Jones placed 30th in 21:57.5. An interesting side note to that race, Sofia Lopez-Miamendi, who is considered to be LMU's top runner and one of the top 5 in the South Atlantic Conference, was tripped and fallen upon early in the race. The collision took a little longer than usual to untangle, and as a result, Miamendi finished back in the pack further than she's finished in a conference championship since her freshman season. Lenoir-Rhyne University took top honors and was followed by Wingate, Anderson, Mars Hill, Lincoln Memorial, Brevard, Carson-Newman, Catawba, Tusculum, and Newberry. And in the men's 8K race, the Lincoln Memorial University men's cross-country team turned in a 4th place finish behind Mars Hill, Wingate, and Lenoir-Rhyne University. Bradley Maldonado carried the Railsplitters in the finishing 6th overall with 27-21-0. Teammates Ryan Mecca and Shane Kurtzinger crossed the finish line in 16th and 18th place in times of 28:01.2 and 28:06.2, while Brandon Ward took 26th place at 28:27.1. For their efforts, Maldonado was named to the All-South Atlantic Conference first team, while Mecca was named to the All-SAC freshman team. Congratulations to both of those individuals. Brevard College, Anderson University, Tusculum College, Newberry College, Catawba College, Carson-Newman College, they all rounded out the rest of the field. And turning to soccer, the Lincoln Memorial University women's soccer team suffered another loss on Saturday when the Lady Railsplitters traveled to Salisbury, North Carolina, and lost a 1-0 overtime decision to the Indians of Catawba College. The fatal blow came only 43 seconds into overtime when Catawba's Sophie Waller scored unassisted to give the Indians the win. The loss dropped the LMU women to 6-6-1 overall and 3-4-1 in South Atlantic Conference play. On Wednesday afternoon, the Lady Railsplitters played host to non-conference NAI opponent Bryan College in their final home match of the season and routed the Lions 5-0. The victory pushes the Lady Railsplitter record to 7-6-1 on the year as they prepare for this weekend's regular season finale in Newberry, South Carolina, when they take on the Wolves of Newberry College. The LMU women will be playing for a 500 regular season conference record and one of the top 5 seeds in the upcoming South Atlantic Conference tournament that starts on Tuesday. Turning to men's soccer, well, the Lincoln Memorial University men's soccer team was assured one of the top 4 positions in the upcoming South Atlantic Conference tournament with a 2-0 victory over Catawba College on Saturday in Salisbury, North Carolina. South Atlantic Conference leading scorer Mario Pinto scored both goals to lift the Railsplitter record to 9-3-1 and 5-3 in South Atlantic Conference play. On Tuesday, the Railsplitters ventured to the state of North Carolina once more to take on future South Atlantic Conference opponent Queens University in Charlotte, and came away with a 4-2 non-conference regional win to improve to 10-3-1 on the season. Junior forward Mario Pinto tallied his 4th hat trick of the year, scoring 3 of the 4 Railsplitter goals, and now ranks as the nation's top goal scorer in NCAA Division II men's soccer with 20 on the year. This Saturday, the Railsplitters travel south to Newberry, South Carolina for a much-needed South Atlantic Conference victory against the Wolves of Newberry. The match will be the Railsplitters' final regular season outing and will dictate where they finish in the regular season standings. First touch is set for 4:30 p.m. on the NU campus. And incidentally, the Lincoln Memorial University men's soccer team has moved into 6th place in the latest NCAA Division II Southeast Region rankings that were released late Wednesday afternoon. And we want to congratulate the Railsplitters on that effort. Hopefully they'll be able to maintain going into postseason play. Josh Schertz is our guest a little bit later on tonight here on the Railsplitter Athletics Report. Right now we're going to take a brief timeout. When we come back, we'll talk to him about a preseason ranking and, of course, their exhibition debut this coming Tuesday night when they travel to Tallahassee, Florida to take on Florida State. Stay with us.
I will help families adopt children from around the world and in our own backyard.
I am teaching ethics to the next generation of lawyers.
I will make a difference for the underserved of this region.
I will be an advocate for my clients.
As a prosecutor, I fought for those who couldn't speak for themselves.
I'm a lawyer and professor.
I will be a lawyer.
I will be a lawyer.
I will be a lawyer.
I guess we'll take Morty. Yes.
Pick last. Ouch. A vault will put you back on top. Quenches and kicks. Incoming! Yeah! You're a super soda mercenary! Vault. Drinks like a soda, kicks like an energy drink. Get to it!
History comes alive at the Abraham Lincoln Library and Museum on the campus of Lincoln Memorial University in Harrogate, Tennessee. Located 60 miles north of Knoxville and 5 minutes from the entrance of Cumberland Gap National Historic Park, the museum is home of one of the largest privately held Lincoln collections in the country.
A place to learn and play. My museum includes interactive exhibits as well as special events and educational programs. For more information, go to www.lmu.net.edu.
We represent the Coke brand. We would like to sue Coca-Cola Zero.
Would you say that we have a case? For what?
For taste infringement.
We want to just sue them back to the Stone Age to send a message that they're tampering with really the flagship of the company.
It's one company. It's like you suing yourself.
Yeah, but they're on a different part of our floor.
Da, 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 da.
Welcome back to the Railsplitter Athletics Report. As promised, Josh Schertz, head coach of the Lincoln Memorial University men's basketball program, joins us. Coach, welcome.
Thanks for having me back.
This Tuesday night, you and the Railsplitters, well, actually, it officially gets started a little bit before that, but we can't really talk about that a whole lot. But Tuesday night, you go down to Tallahassee, Florida to play, as far as I know, the first Atlantic Coast Conference team that we've ever played since being in the Division II era in any case. But you're going to take on Florida State. And, Coach, if I'm not mistaken, are they not the defending Atlantic Coast Conference champions?
They are the defending Atlantic Coast Conference champions. Beat Duke twice last year, beat North Carolina twice last year, and beat them back-to-back days in the ACC tournament to win the thing, and made it to the Sweet 16 and got upset there. They were actually a 3 seed in the tournament, and returned 4 of their top 5 scorers. Will be preseason, nationally ranked top 15, all the polls, and I think are I could be mistaken, but I think the biggest team in Division I basketball. They got 3 guys over 7'1", and they got an NBA lottery pick at the 2 guard, and Michael Snare, 6'7" guy who was the preseason ACC Player of the Year, who will be one of the top draft picks in the NBA. So, it's going to be a great experience. We're going to go down and certainly go down and try to play as well as we can and see what happens. But certainly it'll be a great opportunity for our guys to play against some terrific players and a great team that will expose us in a lot of areas.
They haven't been part of the athletics department for so long here at LMU. I mean, obviously I know the advantages of playing a game like this, but as an outsider, a lot of people look in and they say, what could you possibly gain by going down there and playing a team like this as a Division II team?
I think it's almost all upside. It really is almost all upside in the sense that they're a great team. If you're going to get exposed, the better team you play, the more they can expose your weaknesses. If you want to know your weaknesses heading into the season, you don't want to go in. The worst thing you can have as a team is a a false sense of who you are. And so Florida State, we're gonna certainly have a very good sense of who we are on Halloween after leaving Tallahassee. The second thing is the experience to go and play in front of 14, 15,000 people, to go and take Lincoln Memorial University, which probably a lot of people in Tallahassee have never heard of, and we're gonna be in the newspapers and on TV, and there's gonna be coverage. The opportunity to represent and expand the brand of Lincoln Memorials is a great opportunity. So there's a lot of reasons to do it, and I think there's really no downside. I mean, the only downside in those scenarios if you got beat 100 and we don't ever go in. We've played these games every year, and we went and played Tennessee, lost by 9 last year. I think we lost by 12 to Middle Tennessee the year before. I mean, we've been in these games. We understand the deal, and we're going to go in there and put our best foot forward, but certainly we understand, how good they are and have a lot of respect for Florida State.
I know these type of games give you a lot of exposure, particularly in the general area where they're played. For you, I think, and what you're trying to do here at Lincoln Memorial University, that's very advantageous because you recruit a lot of kids from the Florida area, the South Georgia area, and while it may not be televised here in the Harrogate area or the Knoxville, Tennessee area, down there, my guess is that Florida State basketball is probably a big to-do, and they're going to televise that in that general area. Yeah, well, on two accounts, and I'm glad you brought that up because, I mean, one, it'll be televised down there. Two, I think we've already had 200-plus requests for tickets because, like Vinny Bailey's from Jennings, Florida, that's like less than an hour from Tallahassee. C.J. Wakely's 2 hours from there. All our Florida guys, Jake Troiley, Cam Carden, our South Georgia guys, Tim Pierce, Lorenzo Ross, they're all so close to home there with Tallahassee. We have 6 guys that are probably within a 2-hour radius of Tallahassee. So we're going to have a pretty big support group down there for us. And, and I think that's nice to be able to get the kids back close to home, if we can do that. And so it's an opportunity for us to get 6 of our guys. And really for some of them, I know for Vinny's family, Bailey's family, it's the first time his family's gotten to see him play because he's, 10 hours from home. And I think Jake's, his mom's been up here, but can't, so it's a chance for them to see their kids play, which is a great opportunity. I know that when you take the floor on Tuesday night, practice will officially have been going on for a couple of weeks, and you've had the opportunity to look at some different combinations and what your team's early season strengths and weaknesses are. Tell us a little bit about that right now. I think our strengths, we probably on the interior have this is the best. We've had really good front courts. I've been here. We've had 2 all-league front court players, I think, each of the last 3 years. Could be mistaken on that, but I think that's right. And having our front court's the deepest it's been. Jake Troiley's much more comfortable. Vinny Bailey's, really, really good, made improvements. And then I think, Dustin Craig, who played a lot last year, is a lot better. From there, Jerosi Simpson's light years ahead of where he was last year in terms of his conditioning and his game. Keenan Peterson has made massive strides at 6'10", is a really good player. And Kurt McMillan, who redshirted last year, and as a redshirt freshman, has been very, very impressive. So our front court depth and I think our front court will be as good as anybody's in the country at our level. In the backcourt, our returners are really good. The freshmen are trying to pick it up and get along. We're in a redshirt, most of the freshmen. I think only one true freshman will play, and that's Tim Pierce out of Albany, Georgia. The rest of them will redshirt. But I think weakness right now, we've got to value the ball better. We've got to take care of it. Too many turnovers, and I think there's times where we got to be better getting those 50-50 balls that we always talk about. It's a pretty simple game. You got to take care of the ball, you got to win the rebounding battle, and you got to try to dominate those 50-50 loose balls. If you do that, you're going to give yourself a chance to be successful. And so I'd like to see us, win the 50-50 balls a little bit better and value the basketball a little bit better, take care of it, and try to get a shot each possession. I think it's safe to say that without a doubt, this will be the best team we play all year long, more than likely. Hope so. And that being said, I hope so too. That being said, what is it that you hope to accomplish out of a game like this, going down and playing as a huge underdog? Yeah, I think it's the experience for the guys, and really, like I said, to go into the season with a true grasp of who we are as a basketball team, because you can get, like I said, you can get a false sense of who you are. You play somebody. And when we have 3 outside competitions, all right, 1 is an exhibition, 2 are scrimmages,
and we've played one scrimmage. We're going to play a second scrimmage. So really, Florida State will be the third time we're playing outside of ourselves. You don't want to have that false sense of who you are and think, wow, we're so good, and not be humble. Sometimes it's good to get water thrown in your face and go down and have that. And hopefully we go out and play well and show that we're as good as we think we can be, because I think this has a chance to be as good a team as we've had here. I really do, in terms of the talent, the depth, all the pieces working together. There's certainly a team that has a chance to, we've done some really special things the last 3 years, but this team has a chance to be as good or better than any team we've lined up here at LMU.
I look back to a year ago when we traveled down to Knoxville to play the Volunteers. We were in the era without DeMario Curry. We go into Knoxville, and I think really people had assumed, most people I think, had assumed that we were just going to get blown off the floor. And for a short time, it looked like that might happen in the early minutes. But we made a comeback. We wound up losing by 9, which is what you've already alluded to. I think that particular event was somewhat of a springboard for us in our start on the season, because I think when we reeled off all of those victories to start off with, I think we suffered our first loss against Anderson. Even you were surprised at that start.
Yeah, I was, because I thought, you know, DeMario was such a tremendous talent and was such an impact in a variety of areas. You always wonder, you know, but we're at a point or at a place, I think, where, you know, rosters are going to change, but expectations won't. You know, you look from the outside looking in, and, you know, last 2 years we've lost 3 first-team All-League players, 3 1,000-plus point scorers, and all that, and yet we're still, you know, ranked the top 5 in the nation, the preseason polls and all that. And we're at a place where, you know, that should be. But I do think the Tennessee game, when I came to the locker room and we lost by 9, and guys were in there and guys were upset and guys were crying, it showed me that they believed that it was a game we should have won. And they didn't come there just to play, or weren't happy that, hey, we played Tennessee close. That they were disappointed that they came up short, that we didn't play well early and got behind, and we dug our way back in and just couldn't close the deal. You know, Florida State will be a different scenario in the sense that I think they're a better team significantly than what Tennessee was at that same stage last year, because of just how much they have back and the success they've had. But on the same token, we go into these games, we think we're as good as anybody. You know, when we step on the floor, we're stepping on the floor to win. There's never a scenario we'll go in and you know, and have you know, be excited about a moral victory. We go in to play and to play to win, and we think we can play with anybody. And to win a national championship at the Division II level, you got to be able to play with the big boys, Division I, because as you've seen, you know, I mean, yeah, Florida State's big and physical. So was Montevallo. You know, so is Augusta State. So is those boys that are going to be coming in Wingate, and those guys are going to be playing, and maybe not to that same level of size, but you got to be good enough to play with those guys to win at a national level at Division II.
Well, we got a couple of minutes left before we go into the preseason poll. I want to mention to you that DeMario Curry is still playing abroad and shining as a star over there. He's doing very well. We also understand that Brandon Armstrong recently signed an NBA DL contract, and we want to congratulate him on his efforts and moving on to the next level. But, Coach, you received some word yesterday. We got a couple of minutes left here. That the Railsplitters had been ranked number 5 in the preseason poll as released by the Basketball Times. And, you know, some pretty big names that LMU's now knocking heads with up there. West Liberty State, who's been in the top 10 for about the last 3 years. Bellarmine University. Washburn of Kansas seems to always be in the top 10. Alabama Huntsville, an old foe from the GSC, also in there. And we round out the top 5.
Yeah, it's great. I think it's a credit. You know, I was a little probably surprised we were ranked that high, just because we you know, we did lose 3 starters from last year's team, but you know, with expectations, you want to embrace them. You know, I'd much rather be ranked 5th in the national poll than not be ranked, and I think it's a credit to our program, and it's an interesting thing. You know, we're going to redshirt. You know, like I said, we have 4 scholarship freshmen, 3 are going to redshirt, 1 will play. There's always that expectation that when guys graduate, how are you going to replace Brandon Armstrong? How are you going to replace Desmond Johnson? And what recruit's going to replace him? The reality is sometimes there's guys inside your program who are really talented who just haven't got the opportunity yet. And I think you'll see guys like C.J. Wakely, Lorenzo Ross, Jake Troyley, Keenan Peterson, Chance Jones, guys that are really talented, really good, have the opportunity to step up and play a bigger role. And I think they'll accept that challenge, take that challenge. I look for them to have really big years, and I think that poll is kind of a credit to the fact that they think those guys are going to be ready to step into a bigger role here this year.
Coach, we want to wish you the best of luck against the Seminoles on Tuesday night, and I can tell you that there's a lot of excitement waiting for the 2012-2013 season. good luck, and we look forward to talking to you again soon.
Well, I appreciate it. Look forward to seeing you guys November 10th, 8 o'clock, when we tip off with Ohio Midwestern, first home game of the season.
Coach, thanks.
Thanks.
All right, we're going to take a timeout. When we come back, we'll close things out and tell you about what's coming up this weekend in LMU athletics. Stay with us right here on the Railsplitter Athletics Report.
Nestled at the foot of the Cumberland Gap, Lincoln Memorial University honors the vision and spirit of Abraham Lincoln. Lincoln's values are perfectly in sync with the modern educational experience at LMU. Our students find personal attention is a way of life and a way to success. If Lincoln Memorial University fits your vision of college, visit our website at lmunet.edu for more information.
Sigmund Communications is your local radio and television stations bringing your local information, local news, and the best music from yesterday and today. Sigmund Communications was established in 1987 on the campus of Lincoln Memorial University. Since then, we have been involved in community events and other projects. Sigmund Communications is not only your local radio and television stations, but we are a learning facility aimed at educating students in the field of broadcast communications. Sigmund Communications, not just the great building with satellites that sits on the hill.
We're now MediaStream, bringing home to you more and more improvements. As your hometown team, we're dedicated to bringing our friends and neighbors more service upgrades than ever before. Always available 24/7 customer service and technical support. 30-day money-back guarantee on services. Improved bundles that will save you money. Get ready to do more of the things you love with the people you love and with savings you'll love. Call 1-800-392-2662 for details. MediaStream, bringing it home to you.
Bringing it home to you.
Our special thanks to Josh Schertz for joining us on the show tonight. Need to mention to you that season tickets are now available for Lincoln Memorial University men's and women's basketball games for the 2012-2013 season. If you'd like to have information or if you'd like to purchase those tickets, you can contact Robin Susong at the LMU Athletics office, and that's 423-869-6285. She'll be glad to steer you in the right direction as to where you can purchase tickets for LMU men's and women's basketball for the upcoming season. We've not played any games yet, but I can tell you that it's going to be an action-packed year. Roger Hodge and his team ready and raring to go. They'll open things up in an exhibition against Middle Tennessee State. I believe that's going to be on November 6th, if I'm not mistaken, and I'll be down there in Murfreesboro with them. Also, to keep up to date on everything going on with Lincoln Memorial University Athletics, make sure you pull up the LMU Athletics website, www.lmurailsplitters.com. You'll find all the latest scores, facts, statistics, player profiles, rosters, schedules, news releases, photos, videos, everything you want, and a lot more. That's the LMU Athletics website, www.lmurailsplitters.com. Best of luck to the LMU soccer teams this weekend in their endeavors down in Newberry, South Carolina. Best of luck as well to, I won't be with the volleyball team on Tuesday evening when they take on Mars Hill College and try to get a little bit of payback. And we certainly hope that you'll join us next week right here on the Railsplitter Athletics Report. Until then, good night, everybody.